me throw some sports, Josh. Not a whole lot going on in just Josh's head this morning. An apocalyptic wake in his head this morning, fam. But let's just tap in for a little bit, okay? So, I've been doing some research. What is that? I've been doing some research. And as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not really big on like all the amendments of the Constitution. I'm not. So I was doing some research because there's been a lot of talk about President Trump serving a third term. Again, the government is not gonna open back up, fam. I'm sticking to it. It's done. I believe that we are in this bubble of incoming chaos, and that is just one of the levers that needed to be pulled. Which way do I need to go? One of the levers that needed to be pulled in order to initiate everything else that's going to happen. One, government shutdown. Two, a cut of social funds. Three, war. Four, an escalation of war, an escalation of civil chaos. Where are we at? Five, the smaller war turns into the larger war, World War III. 6, martial law. 7, who knows? Shift WOL, a Book of Eli, da. So that's where my thing is at, man. And so far, everything is on track for that to happen. Look at this person flying around this corner. Well, I tell you what. So, I've been doing some research on the amendments, and it's tricky because Steve Bannon has been screaming that 2028 Trump will be president. And so there are some loopholes. And anybody who has more knowledge and understanding of the 22nd and the 12th Amendment, please clarify, fam. Even if you don't, look it up and tap in. But apparently, if a president resigns midterm and the vice president takes the office, that president is able to serve a third term or something of that nature. And then the 12th Amendment goes into a president rising to the role of presidency versus being elected to the role of presidency. So they're saying some way, shape, or form, that person could simply rise to be the president. I don't know if it's the will of the people or what, but that person can rise to be the president. But for whatever reason, that person cannot be elected for a third term. Hey, this thing's gonna get tricky. I keep telling y'all, if you get time, look, you don't have to watch the whole movie. Just go to YouTube and just watch the trailer of Civil War. I think it came out last year. And the problem that what caused the Civil War was the president serving a third term. The people had no say-so, so the military took action, and that was your Civil War. They say history doesn't repeat, but it sure does rhyme. What else is on the radar? Hey, fam, look, and this was gonna come from left field. I swear, sometimes I feel like sometimes I just feel like I am naive. I'm just in my own little world, little happy-go-lucky world. Because yesterday, this absolutely blew my mind, but this just brings me back to reality. So on YouTube, I get a lot of my information, and if anything else, I spend more time on YouTube. I don't really rock with Instagram because all I get is feeds of half-dressed women dancing around and gyrating. I don't know why. No, I don't click on it. And TikTok, I've never really played around with TikTok too much. So it's YouTube. But on YouTube, I get these pop-ups, and there's like content creators that pop up. I think I subscribed. I've been following them for like a year and a half, 2 years. And they're both these couples. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. But it's just one girl. It's a couple with the boyfriend. They're in California, and she has always done like nothing crazy, but just like innuendos, like suggestions of, adult activities. Nothing crazy. Like, not like, I'm just so, the boyfriend's like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm just stretching. She's the table with her foot up on the table, and she's doing an awkward stretch. So I just thought that was their genre. That was their bag. fam, why in the comments somebody said that they needed to stop doing porn? So yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. I'm gonna get in trouble. So I just did a quick Google search of the name of the you know, their name on YouTube, and they have so much corn. It is, look, I can't even watch the normal videos anymore because the corn is so bad, and I feel like I'm in an alternate reality. Like, things are just crazy now. And last but not least, let's tap in. So the EBT, the SNAP, the WIC, the food stamps, fam, just for me, I don't see this being as big as what everybody's making it out to be, but then it seems like it will be. I found out that 25% of Walmart's gross income is from SNAP. That is a quarter. So if there really is once it gets cut, that is a 25% income lost to Walmart. Now, with that being said, we always say follow the money. You mean to tell me that Walmart does not have agreements with the United States government to make sure that WIC continues? You mean to tell me that in the back doors of Congress there isn't some backdoor deals and some threatening, probably trying to strong on Walmart? You know how it works. We only see what they want us to see. You remember? You remember a while back when Walmart and T-Man were bumping heads? Could this be blowback from that? Or like the fam said, Casey Little Isle, they could shut it down, let things get bad, and then bring it back up with the digital ID, some type of, written agreements to the government. Where am I going? I don't have a lot, fam. That's really all that I'm tracking. I'm not going to lie to you. I've just kind of been, still doing the things. I got my flip-up iron sights in the mail. They seem to be legit, Make sure they're metal iron flip-up sights. Now I'm looking, we'll just go this way. Now I'm hunting for, the real optic. Flip-up sights is the backup, looking for the, somebody said, Josh, how you gonna power up those red dots? How you gonna power up, the holographics? How you gonna power up all of these? The same way I'm gonna power up, fam. The same way I'm gonna power up all the flashlights, all the walkie-talkies and the comms, the Bayo things. The same way I'm gonna power up everything else, solar. And when there is no solar, it will be the flip-up sights, solar. Fam, I've been doing this for years. I have setups. I've made setups where there are 3 of those power strips wire tied down to like this square thing that I found. And everything that has a recharging base is wire tied to that same square. And they're all already connected. So the only thing that I have to do is pray that there's enough sunlight, which we're going into winter, but pray that there's enough sunlight to get a little bit of power from my solar generator and all my solar panels. And then all I gotta do is just plug that board up to my solar generator and boom, everything is being charged. And the walkie-talkies, the sights, they don't take a lot of power, fam. They take minimal amounts of power. So that's my comms. That's my energy. And when there's no more power, there's just no more power. It's time to move on to the next phase, Less luxury, more sticks and stones type, more caveman type, But that's it, man. Look, y'all have a good day. It's Tuesday. The week is rolling. Be safe. That's all I got. Bye, fam. Good morning to all y'all. I'm going to try to get to the comments. I saw them. I do appreciate the comments. They give me good insight. Peace out, fam. Do the things. Hey, we got 1 week to these benefits get cut. I'm not smiling because I'm happy, please. I'm not smiling because I'm happy. But we'll see what happens. All right, bye.